Yeah, hi, welcome. Let me talk to you about the Magnificent Seven, which is part one, really, of the Magnificent Seven, as I call it. Now, the Magnificent Seven, as I call it, is a film by Yul Brynner. Magnificent Seven. There you go. Who else was in it? Steve McQueen was in it. Charles Bronson, I think, as well. Great for late 60s. I think it's been redone a number of times. So it was about 7 cowboys who were super duper heroes. Now, these 7 things I want to talk to you about are the super duper heroes that help you to communicate with customers online using video, which is obviously the thing that's kept us all alive in the last year or so. So I've got 7 for you. I want to talk about a couple here now for you. In the next video or two, we'll talk about a few more. So let's go to the first one then for you and give you an indication as the first one. Now, the first of the Magnificent Seven is known as audio. So that's the first one. Just to give you an idea where the next ones are, the second one is internet speed. The third one is ambient noise. The fourth one is lighting. The fifth one is framing, one of my favourites. The sixth one is camera, and the last one is the background. So these are the Magnificent Seven. If you master these, you will not go far wrong when it comes to talking and communicating with customers on video. So what about audio then? So what are the things about audio? Now, they do say, who's they, people that know these things, that to a degree you can get away with scratchy backgrounds and video. I don't think you can now, but if you can, you can, as long as your audio is top notch. That's the whole point. As long as the sound that you're giving to your customer is top notch. And arguably, if the video suddenly went down, but they could still hear you, it's just as good. I mean, we've been using the phone for 100 years, and that's pure sound, isn't it? And the phone itself is pretty good connection. So if you've got really good audio, you can tend to get away with not such good elsewhere. But I don't think that's the case. But I do think audio is very, very important. So what are your options on audio when it comes to talking to customers? Well, you can just go for the straightforward audio default option on your laptop or PC or iPad, whatever you're using. And if so, it's going to be pretty awful. Now, the audio that you get in your camera, which is built into your laptop, is going to be of rudimentary quality. It's going to be reasonable if you're close up. If you're far away, like I am now to the camera, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous, really. Audio itself is down to the capability of the hardware. If you're using a webcam, an external webcam, then that might have a reasonably good mic in it. I use Logitech StreamCams here, which has reasonably good audio. But even that's a bit tinny and a bit scratchy, and it'll pick up all sorts of noise around you as well. The key to audio is a couple of things really, is to have some kind of external USB audio connected. That's the key really. I talk about USB, which is the connection, of course. A USB microphone is what you want. Now, depending on how much you've got to spend, you can spend on a Yeti, which is kind of a gadget which has, let's just put that in there. And the Yeti is a microphone that you connect to your computer or Snowball, one of these external ones. And the idea behind that is that you put that on your desk and it's a really good sound. It's a really good sound. I keep mine up here. I've got one here on a sort of a boom thing here. That's a Yeti, if you can see that on the video. That allows you to get really good sound. Very ambient sound, good resonance, very good quality, Now, it's not that expensive, but it does obviously depend how much you've got to play with. And if you're sitting at a desk talking to customers, that's a really good option to have. That kind of microphone, not a difficult thing to do. The other thing you can do if you're moving around, if you're presenting to customers, if you're in the B2B space where you're doing presentations or demonstrations, whatever you like, is you want to get a little bit more mobile with your audio. Now, one way you can do it, which a lot of people do, and I'll demonstrate this. I'm just going to walk over here and grab this item for you just to demonstrate, is a headset. Now, headsets are great. I use this as a backup, actually, if my audio breaks down. I'll talk about backups in a second. I use this, and it's fine. It's just a headset. Pop it on like so. Position the microphone, and it's a reasonably good sound. And it's fine. Obviously, you have the benefit of having earphones as well, so you can hear what the customer's telling you. And these are Bluetooth, so they don't have any connector. You have to charge them up, but you can move around and talk quite happily. And the good thing about this, it doesn't pick up too much external sound because it picks up my mouth from there. It's only got sort of 2-3 inches to go. It won't pick up noise from outside the house, maybe. But I don't know how you feel about these things. They look a bit geeky, if I'm honest. When you see somebody with headphones on, you have a human reaction to them, thinking, well, hold on, they don't want to be disturbed, they've got headphones on. It's just inbuilt into us. Okay, you get over it. They hurt. After a while, these things bite your ears a bit and they pinch your ears. But you can get the little dinky Apple ones. I've seen the little white things coming out of people's ears, which do the same thing as well. They're pretty good. But I've seen them fall out. I've seen them run out of battery as well. It's often the way. So that's one option. The other one I like to use, let's put this back over here. I'm not leaving you on this video. The other one I like to use is this external microphone here. It's a Lavalier lapel microphone, as it's called. So that's the zoom in so you can see that. It's your typical sort of microphone. That's focusing up nicely now. Tiny little microphone, has a little clip, goes onto your jacket or whatever you're wearing, and there's a box of tricks on the back here, which is on my belt, and it's wirelessly talking to the gadget over there that's talking to the camera. So but this is really good sound, as you can see, and this allows me to move around without any loss of sound. But it's professional, costs 600 quid. You know, this is what I used to use in conferences. This has got a range of about 500 yards or something ridiculous like that. You can pick these up for 60, 70 pounds if you want to get yourself a little plastic Lavalier. They're quite smart, do the job. So that's audio, really. The other thing about audio, the final thing about audio, just to put a few ideas here, there's a USB microphone there. We'll put the lapel mic there as well, which is a good option, is to have a backup. Here you go. Have a backup, because these things all go. Now this Lavalier is on batteries. Obviously you have to make sure the batteries are fresh every time I present, but it might suddenly go. If this went, I've got 4 or 5 other options I can quickly flick to, just like that. Using Zoom, I can quickly change to my boom microphone at the top there, which I tend to use, or go to a headset, which is always charged, or I could use the USB connected to the camera. I could use the microphone on that one. So I've got 7 or 8 different camera options. A bit over the top probably, but you do need a part B, if you like, or plan B to result for if you wish to on audio. So that's audio. That's wrap that side of things up for you. Let's now take a look at the next Magnificent 7, and then we'll wrap this little video up for you. I want to talk about internet speed. Let's put this one up here for you, internet speed. Now, when we're talking about virtual selling, we are reliant heavily on the internet. Of course we are. The internet nowadays is like it's like your electricity or your water. It's an essential utility which we can't live without. We've only had it effectively for 25 years. I first had the internet installed in 1996, which was 25 years ago this month actually. So yeah, haven't over that long, but it's essential, absolutely essential. And there's a number of things about the internet that you need to be comfortable with if you're virtually selling to customers. Now, wherever you're basing yourself, be that at home or in some kind of virtual office or sort of shared office space or whatever, you've got to have good internet speed. If you're using video, which is what virtual selling's about, you've got to have strong internet speed, both upload and download. We all accept the download speed and they advertise it, 100 megabytes, 200, 300, 400, whatever it is, or 1 or 2. That's great download speed, but video conferencing requires upload speed as well. So you have a pretty fast upload speed as well as the download speed. So make sure you've got that as well. The other thing about video or internet is you've got to have a cable. They call that the Ethernet, don't they? Don't know why it's called Ethernet, it just is. But it's a cable that plugs into your laptop or computer, whatever it is you're using. Now that gives you consistent download and upload speed. If you go for Wi-Fi, which is a good option, of course, most people use Wi-Fi in their house, then you've got a wireless signal to your laptop. And wireless signals come and go. That's not a very strong signal. Thick walls will prevent it, the weather, the atmosphere prevents it. People might be using the Wi-Fi, the kids might be upstairs playing games or whatever. That can make things drop. You heard the thing, oh, your Wi-Fi's dropped. Or I have to go into another room where it's stronger. You've seen people do that. If you've got an Ethernet cable, then that gives you strong, consistent upload and download speed all the time because it's done by a cable. Now, you might be miles away from where your router is. And one chap I was working with last week, he bought himself a 25-metre long Ethernet cable from Amazon, I think it was. It was on a reel. And what he does in the mornings, he plugs into the hallway where his Ethernet port is and the router, and he winds this reel all the way up to his spare bedroom upstairs, plugs in his computer. It's just brilliant. It gives him best speed ever. Just got to be careful of people running around the house tripping up on cables. It's not best health and safety, but it does work as far as he's concerned as well. The last thing about internet speed is you need to have some kind of backup, if you like, a backup hotspot or backup something. A BT, for example, give you this gadget which they post to you if your internet goes down, and you can then connect via the cell, effectively, the chip, the SIM card. So always good to have a plan B on internet. So make sure your phone is ready and tethered to turn it into a Wi-Fi hotspot for you to link into quickly. Here I've got two pipes coming in. We've got a Virgin and we've got a BT pipe coming down to this basement. So if my Virgin goes down, which is the fast one, that's the fibre one, we can quickly connect to the BT and get a reasonably good speed pretty quickly. It's just a 3 or 4 minute thing. So I'll make sure that I have that as a plan B. So that's the second and most important point to think about when it comes to internet speed. Other than that, faster the better, really. Buy the fastest you can. But remember, it's not just the download speed, it's the upload speed that makes a difference with video. And then, of course, with virtual reality coming in shortly, with three-dimensional stuff going on, headsets, all that kit, you'll need faster and faster broadband. But that's only just around the corner. Quite exciting, isn't it? There we go. I'll finish that off then. That's the Magnificent 7 Part 1. Remember, we've got ambient noise, lighting, framing, camera, background to come shortly. We'll post those next week for you, give you a collection of all the tools that you need to be able to sell virtually to customers. I'm Paul Archer.